today is actually the day before Thanksgiving, and I decided, because I'm a Kindle girly now, I got a Kindle for my birthday. I decided I'm gonna try to find me a little Thanksgiving read, and I found Remember the Time, a Thanksgiving short by Aubree Pynn. So that is what we're about to read. I've also been reading Sinners. Well, not Sinners. S.A. Cosby, All the Sinners Bleed. So that video should be coming up next. But today I'm gonna stick to the Thanksgiving, our little Thanksgiving read, Remember the Time. So yes, let's get into that. All right, so I just finished chapter 1. If I'm not mistaken, even though I checked correctly, you know, I'm new to the Kindle life, but I think there's only 6 chapters, so this should be a quick little read for me. But I finished chapter 1, and we have met Yandy, Kendrick, Madir, Shakira, Jolene, and Nisi. They're all, well, the women are all in the kitchen cooking. Kendrick comes in. Yandy sees Kendrick, and I guess she just gets stuck because she's making a roux for the mac and cheese. I really love how, like, Thanksgiving-y the first chapter was. Is like all the women in the kitchen getting ready for the making the sides. She said like the men was outside smoking the turkey. Like, it was, she really set the scene in this first chapter. I don't know, I thought this was like a standalone book, but I don't know if it's like something like I should have read before this, but so far it doesn't give that off, but it's given second chance romance, if I'm not mistaken, because apparently Kendrick and Yandy dated in the past, and they had been broken up for 4 years, and he just showed up at Thanksgiving. So Yandy, clearly the first chapter was just like pretty much Yandy trying to figure out who actually invited him. Madir was pretty much like, he didn't get invited, but he's always welcome to come to my house. I was like, that's how grandma's act. But so I'm assuming we're going on this journey of Kendrick and Yandy coming back together, because all the cousins and they were like, why did you leave him? So it sounds like Yandy left Kendrick. Pretty much like all the cousins like, you had the perfect life, why did you leave him? Da 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 da. She ain't answering him though. Me just thinking, clearly it wasn't that perfect of a life to her if she left him, but we're gonna see. We're gonna get into chapter 2 now and see where this goes. All right, so I just finished chapter 2, and we get Kendrick's point of view, him going outside to the men, and everybody, the men and the women inside, all are like, Kendrick and Yandy need to get back together. Well, Kendrick, now we know Kendrick's whole point was to come here and get Yandy back, but we also find out that who invited Kendrick was Kimberly. And in chapter 1, we find out Kimberly is like a stripper cousin, da 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 da. But he used that invitation to be like, oh, this is my end to get Yandy back. Now, I feel like that may come up later, because when the ladies was talking about it in chapter 1, Kimberly doesn't sound like one of the favorites of the fam, because she's making the desserts, and everybody was upset that she was even allowed to make the desserts, because apparently she burned water. But Kimberly is the one who invited her. Kendrick didn't tell the men that Kimberly invited her. He just said, why y'all think I didn't come because I missed my dear greens? So, and the men was all like, no, you came here for Yandy. So everybody's already knowing what his motives are. But I'm kind of curious about this whole Kimberly thing. Like, is this going to come back up? Is this going to be an issue? Because that's what it's sounding like. But I'm about to get into chapter 3. Enjoying the book so far. I feel like with it being only 6 chapters, I was like, I like the pace that we're kind of going at. Is like, okay, we're getting the information now. I feel like chapter 3 is supposed to be like, because it's like chapter 3 would be like halfway, so it's supposed to be like pivotal, supposed to get a whole bunch of information. That is what I'm expecting. So I'm gonna start chapter 3 and see if that's gonna happen. This is my first time reading a book like this, pretty much this short, so I'm gonna see what is given. All right, we have finished chapter 3, and I was right. This is where we get all the tea. So we find out that actually Yandy left Kendrick, didn't even say nothing, pretty much packed her stuff, left in the middle of the night. So he actually don't know why she's gone. So also we don't know why she's gone. So that's where we're at. All the cousins and of course some of the elder uncles, Uncle Billy, Uncle John, they sit down, play a couple games. They try to teach Yandy how to play spades. Doesn't work. She was reneging, you know. I don't like teaching people how to play spades because it's frustrating to me, at least. But oh, before that, Kendrick caught Yandy in the kitchen. I don't know where I just left off, but I think I was talking about Kendrick caught Yandy in the kitchen and pretty much confronted her and was like, if tell me right now you don't miss me, you don't love me, I'll leave. She couldn't say that. So this is why he's still here. This is how he ended up at the table playing the games with everybody. Because she said she couldn't lie. And and he kissed her. I forgot about that. All of that conversation turned into a kiss. My dear comes home and she's like, Yandy, I got something for what I like and what I think is so funny is that everybody is saying, girl, get your man, why you acting like that? And Yandy is the only one like, oh no, I don't want him. She's the only one lying to herself. Everybody else can see it. My dear, Uncle Billy, Uncle John, all the cousins, Shakira, Jolene, everybody, even Kendrick. Everybody like, you just being stubborn. And they keep saying, well, somebody said you're stubborn like your mama. I wonder if we're going to meet her mama because we haven't gotten to her mama, or is her mama dead? I don't know. But everybody is for them getting back together. So I'm trying to figure out how this is actually going to happen. Kimberly also hasn't shown up because they even brought it up again about like, who invited you? And he just said he used his open invitation. We ain't bring up Kimberly though. So I'm trying to figure out like how that's actually going to play into all of this. But chapter 3 was good. I said, oh. But at the end, after they got done trying to teach her how to play spades, they started to play Never Have I Ever. And it pretty much got too much for her. Because, let me go back. Let me see. Hold on. Oh. Niecy had said, we can go there if you like, you know, pretty much, pretty much saying like, she said we could go there if you like. All right, the claw. Niecy said put the claws away, and let's go ahead before she runs off. And Kendrick says something she's good at. So that was very pointed at Yandy. So she cut her eye at them. But then after that, so the last question for the Never Have I Ever was, never have I ever sacrificed my happiness for my significant other. And everybody took a drink. But Niecy said some he doesn't even know about because I don't want to burden him with them. And then Kendrick goes on to say, it's not a burden if we're there to help, to support and fix. No man wants to know his woman is sacrificing things to make it work. If it's extension of that. And Yandy, by the cry, was just like, let me go upstairs. So that's how the chapter ended. She ran away, ran upstairs, as a couple paragraphs before, as they said she does a lot. But now we find out that she clearly does this a lot because she just left him. But yeah, now we're going to go into chapter 4 and see how this progressed. But I'm actually feeling this. I might have to read some more of these like shorter books. Like, I like this. Happy Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving Day, Thursday. And I'm still reading my book. I only read the 3 chapters yesterday. So I just got done chapter 4, and this is gonna be a quick review of chapter 4 because it was spicy. And 2, I'm pretty sure Kendrick just trapped Yandy. And that's pretty much all I got from that. I also don't know. I'm still confused about why Yandy don't want to tell Kendrick why she left. But I'm assuming we're gonna have to get that in the next couple chapters. But so far, remember the time, I'm enjoying it. This is my first quick little novella, so I might have to get more into this. This is also my first Aubree, I think her last name is Pynn, Aubree Pynn book. So I might have to find some more from her. But I'm on chapter 5. I will catch y'all in the next one. Oh my gosh. I just got done chapter 5. And we got some answers. Like I said, I think this whole Kimberly thing is going to come back around. Kimberly just showed up. And she didn't bring the dessert. So everybody is pissed. Kimberly, if you ever seen the movie Soul Food, Kimberly gives off what was the character? What was her name? Faith. The one who slept with her sister's husband. I think her name was Faith. Kimberly given that's who she is. And she ain't bring no desserts. Like she said she was gonna bring. The dessert she was talking about was a man. And then she told Yandy, oh, I'm gonna be living your life. I'm gonna be living the life you should have been living. Something along those lines. She said that. So I'm like, and he said Kimberly invited him. So Kendrick probably don't know that Kimberly is plotting on him. But that's what it's given to me. But before all of that happened, because that was the tea. Before all of that happened, the next morning after Yandy and Kendrick little spicy time, they do spicy in the shower, and pretty much he asked her to come back with him because, like, you've been gone for 4 years, come back with me. And she basically said okay. And then we find out why she left. Trigger warning. I ain't gonna say it on here, but if you read it, definitely I'm giving you a trigger warning now. You're gonna find out why she left. She told my dear and Niecy, and they're like, girl, y'all need to talk about it. But I've been saying that before I even knew what the issue was. I was like, she really just need to communicate with him, because she literally just got up in the middle of the night and left, didn't tell him why, what he did. Come to find out, he didn't do nothing. But I'm on chapter 6 now. I'm actually really enjoying this book, and I just learned how to highlight and put notes on my Kindle in the book. So I'm loving this Kindle. I should have been got me a Kindle. Oh, that was the T. I highlighted the T and I put a note, and I literally said ooh, because that was my legit reaction. Ooh. And then what was the other one I did? Oh, this one. Oh, which I thought this was funny. She said she can't stop the yearning what Kendrick was delivering after 1,460 days without it. She kept count. Even though she the one who left, she kept count. And then we come to find out, because my dear was like, you been out here. Well, she ain't been moping around, but apparently since she been back home for the 4 years, she just been ducking and dodging everybody. So like, you left the man but then had no desire to get a new man. She's just putting herself through misery for no reason, because we find out he didn't do nothing. This book, this is good. I think I'm gonna just be mad because it's short, but like, it depends what this last chapter is giving, because I'm assuming it's gonna wrap it all up. But I'm gonna have to find me another little short book. But this is cute. All right, I have finished the book, and I ain't gonna lie, the ending kind of threw me off guard, but I forgot it's a short book, so I gotta read part 2. Like, this is my first time reading a book with a cliffhanger, and like it really left with a cliffhanger. I did like the ending though, in a way it was just like, okay, like they not together per se, but it's not over, you know. It was more like she needed to love herself, but I still feel like she should have told him what happened with the manager and why she had left. But maybe that's going to happen in book 2, which I found out is called When You Fell in Love. So, and then like I'm labelling the titles because like, remember the time in the book they were just like, just remember the time we fell in love, remember this, remember this, remember this time. Like that was like the premise of the book. So like, and then at the end it was like, her cousin asked her like, do you remember when y'all fell in love? So like book 2, I can't wait. I wonder if book 2 was as short as Remember the Time. I'm gonna check that out later. Getting ready for Thanksgiving dinner. But I enjoyed this book. I would definitely give this book like 4 stars for sure. The spice was like, I give the spice like a 3. I would say it's not, because the book was short, you really didn't get into it. But when it was spice, it was like, okay, spice. But thank you for watching this video. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Looked up a horoscope, it said to be continued. This is